Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online, and in today's video we are taking a look at the Minmatar option for high-sea exploration. This ship has been proposed to me by one of the viewers. It's the Scythe Fleet Issue, and I fully agree it is probably the one that resembles my playstyle with the other exploration ships the most. It's got missiles, it's got drones, and it's got plenty of slots in the low slots for extra damage and in the mid slots to actually put a shield tank on it. Now I don't think it is that great, only 5 small drones, and the way I fit this ship is with light missiles. I just didn't have the fitting necessary for heavy missiles, but we just found a Sanchez command relay, which is a 3 out of 10. Lots of small targets. I do think that we can show what this ship is capable of in this site. It's gonna make for a pretty good test. So let's get in on that first room. The range for these light missiles is 31 kilometers, so not that great, but enough on the warpin right here. So we're just gonna try and snipe some of this stuff off. Let's start by targeting them, and something that I typically do when I'm not too sure about my drones, because these are not buffed up in any way except for the fitting, is that I tend to just destroy a couple targets first so that they start attacking me and give my drones a little bit of time away from the battle, just to make sure that they don't get targeted too quickly. So at this point my 4 launchers are one-shotting these small targets. That is definitely pretty good news. So we're going to get a couple more and then use the drones as well at the same time. Allow them to choose their own targets, but for now we can just sit back, take sniping shots. Ooh, and this one actually survived. Alright, well, second volley, bit of a waste, but okay. Now let's go after the next one. We'll start approaching the Black Ops squad leader, and after this volley we will put all our DPS on him. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. So there it goes. That's a missile volley. Alright, a third of the shields. That's not that bad. And in the meantime, my drones should have caught up. We can do a little bit of repping just to get our shields back to 100%. And there she blows. First main target down, which means that we'll be targeting the rest of them. Let's try to one-shot more of these targets. That works out. Someone still has a little bit of HP left. We send one drone to finish the job. That one goes down. Loot, nothing too special, so we can start approaching the gate. And yep, the one-shots here with the missiles, they do feel pretty good. So this is getting the job done quite nicely. Bit more repping. And I guess that's it. Ooh, but there you go. The biggest danger, my Acolyte IIs are not very tanky at this point, and you don't have any reserve drones or anything like that in this ship, so you do have to be at least a little bit careful. Let's get into room number 2. The reload is really not long. It's just straight up light missile launchers, so that is not a problem. And here, of course, we've got even more targets. Lots of destroyers, so getting there too quickly, you might get in trouble for your tank. But there is, of course, the way I like to fly it then, is just slow boat towards the main target. And be a little bit patient. Let's wait for the first one here to get within 30 kilometers so that we can fire our missiles at him. Again, you know, if you don't feel too safe about your drones, you don't want to send him 30 kilometers away, because if you need to recall one, in all likeliness, it'll take a couple more volleys and will be destroyed. So this is how I do it. First target coming within 30 kilometers. Out go the missiles. Should stop that though at this range. And I was too late. Did they miss? I guess I fired a little bit too soon. Next targets. And at this point, most of them are targeting me. So what I'll try to do differently now is actually send individual drones on individual targets. Grab a few more and start repping, because we are getting closer to that ball of destroyers. And that is actually a decent amount of incoming damage. while our main target tries to escape. Let's keep one-shotting some more of these guys. And my drones, as you can tell here, not super fast, but they will actually destroy these targets single-handedly as well. Taking care of that Black Ops veteran, and then we'll start firing our missiles at the commander. Again, about a quarter of the shields, that is not so bad. Next volley, half shields down. Let's keep targeting these destroyers. My tank is holding for now. A quarter left, so that's pretty decent. And of course, once you're through the shields, this guy dies pretty quickly. No loot, unfortunately, but definitely pretty good. You can see the cap is going to be a problem if you need to rep for too long. So in a 4 out of 10, I'm not sure how this is gonna perform there. But the very first test, of course, is quite successful. Very good damage application on all of these small targets. And very easily able to handle these sites. So let's get rid of the final one. Lower Devil, normally I would go to upper, so we're actually gonna go there. Just in case of an interesting signature popping up there, could help us out, but I will finish here by showing you guys the fitting that I chose. So in the high slots, very good news, of course, 4 launchers, 5 high slots. That's perfect for a probe launcher and some sister core probes. Then it's a light missile launchers, the bonus for the ship. Let's take a look at that. Light missiles, and heavy assault missile damage bonus. Why did I choose the light ones? It's a fitting problem. I just couldn't get the heavy missiles and the tank and damage boosts that I wanted. So in the low slots, it's a damage control with 2 ballistic control systems and 2 drone damage amplifiers. That's maybe not optimal, maybe switching this out, but what I do like is that we have for the 300 DPS that this gives 182 in missiles and 120 in drones. That's pretty even, so this means that my full DPS should apply on pretty much anything that we encounter here. Anything new in the system? Nope. Let's switch up to the next one. For the tank, for the mid slots dense, we have a B-type thermal in C-type EM. It's faction, I know, but these are decently cheap, and well, let's be honest, if you have to do a shield tank in something like this ship, you need to invest a little bit in those resistances because they start really lowly. Then we have a C-type medium shield booster just to get that ditch a little bit on the shield tank, an adaptive invulnerability field which brings everything up to, let's take a look at that, 76-77% for EM and thermal, so really nice actually against the Sansha. A compact afterburner could do with something else in there. And for the rigs, it's a Calefaction for more damage from the launchers, and then also an anti-EM screen just to get that up a little bit more, which takes almost all of my capacity. And there you go, guys, a Scythe Fleet Issue, the Minmatar option. I don't think that there's anything better out there for Minmatar, unfortunately, because it does feel like the weakest ship in the roster here, but at least you have something that you can use, I think, if you want to fly Minmatar and do some exploration. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.